Hello everybody, my name is Jordan Zarev and I'm here with my partner Alexander Trzijski. Welcome to our video cast between two VCs, your guide to the world of venture capital investing, startups and innovation. Although it is very hot in Sofia and we are properly dressed for the occasion of this severe hotness in Sofia, we are here to help you and to give you guidance for topics that might be of interest to you and topics that you are struggling to find the answer to. We are here to provide you with the alternative view of the venture capital fund. More and more lately, what has been happening, a lot of founders, not necessarily from our portfolio companies, have been calling me and have been asking for an advice what to do when they struggle and they have an argument or they have a conflict with their investors or partners in the organization that are part of their cap table. What I'm saying and actually giving as a feedback, of course there is going to be a conflict. There is going to be a disagreement at one point in time in the development of your company, and bear in mind that these are your partners and not always you're going to be agreeing on certain topics. Conflict is good as long as it is constructive, as long as it is rational, and conflict might be the environment where the best solution for a given problem or a given issue might arise. For me to minimize the bad taste in your mouth and to minimize any blocking of decision making when there is a conflict, I would advise the founders to early on establish a proper decision making process with the right stakeholders within the organization, and to follow this decision making process to the book. If everybody has agreed on decision making process and everybody is okay with that, you have shaken hands on the way to go forward to make decisions, then everybody should be okay when there is a discussion and there is a way to take a decision. Usually what I have noticed is that a problem arises, a conflict arises when there is no timely and regular communication between founders and investors. For example, there might be a problem that is festering, there might be a problem that is critical for the organization and the company and its development, and the founder is not willing to share that early on with the investors. My recommendation is to avoid that, to share any problems, any struggles that you have early on, to try to communicate with your founders and ask for an advice. Remember that you're on one side, you're on the same side. Actually, you're on the one side of the barricade and you are partners. And as partners, you should be treating each other as partners. This means regular and timely communication, to be open about the problems that you have, to be open about the successes that you have, to celebrate the successes and also share accountability and responsibility about the problems. Another thing that I would recommend to the founders is to engage their decision-making body in a way that this body is working for the company. For example, if this is the board, you should be able to allocate tasks and activities to each board member and follow up on whether they have executed that thing that has been allocated to them. They need to be responsible, and the board should be working for the founder and the company, not vice versa. And again, establishing decision-making algorithms and processes early on and agreeing, everybody, all the stakeholders in decision-making parties agreeing with that early on is the right way. If, for example, this proves that this is not the way you should adapt, then you again communicate openly, and you adapt the decision-making process as the company evolves. This might change. You might be willing to install other bodies, but in the early stage days of the company, you need to be quick. You need to be able to adjust quickly. And you need to be able to take decisions again quickly, but in an informed fashion and rationally. So you should install these principles within your decision-making process. This is my recommendation. What do you think, Alex, about this?
Yeah, I think these are very important aspects, all of them, and I'm sure that they will be of help to our audience and to founders. I'd like to also remind and to stress once again that we are not executives in a portfolio company, right? Even though we invested there, we are usually acting more as advisors, and timely communication and open communication, frank communication is important, because we usually experienced many situations. It's very likely that we experience the problem that you're facing right now, and we could advise on that matter and that situation, and brainstorm on the right approach. So we are not executives, we are more like advisors. Of course, we are protecting our interests, that's out of any question. But we are partners, and our best interest is to to grow the company and to grow the shareholders' value in the company, and to have aligned interest in the entire organization, and to have a common success in the end. That are very important things for me. And in terms of communication channel, if we have to give more precise answer to this, I don't know. I feel that like investors, they are always on a speed dial, and they should be there if there is a problem to kind of bring sanity, but also boost confidence in the situation, and to be of help. So yeah, communication channel can be a phone call, can be an email, can be a formal meeting, can be informal meeting. So it's quite wide range of options.
Yeah, so I do believe that you have a point here about this the communication channel. You should be open, you should be frank, and also remember that, again, depending on the stage of development of the company, the level of communication and the details of the communication are different. For example, when you're seed stage company, if you run into a problem, just a phone call could suffice. Then you keep your investors engaged. At a later point in the development of the company, when the business becomes more and more complicated, when there are different set of KPIs that need to be tracked, need to be measured, need to be adjusted, then you need to be able to prepare, let's say a different set of information that is delivered on a regular basis to your investors, like an investor pack that is reviewed. And but the important thing is that no matter how complex the information that you provide is, you should be open, the communication should be regular, and the communication should be timely, and should be accurate, and should be fair. This would minimize the chance of a conflict. Another thing that I forgot to mention before is that when a conflict arises, when there is an agreement on a certain topic, an agreement on execution thing, for example, to execute something, and everybody has shaken hands on this, everybody has agreed on, and there is no follow-up by the party that is responsible. And if there is no follow-up, there might be an objective reason for that, but if it goes for a long period of time and it is a priority and it should be done quickly, then this should be addressed, and this might again materialize into a conflict. And again, be rational, be open, be timely, and treat your investors as partners. Treat your investors as the first ones that you need to talk to when you have a problem. And when these guys are engaged in this manner, they will feel part of the company. They will feel that they're sharing responsibility and accountability. Otherwise, they might feel disengaged. They might feel that it is only your responsibility. Just use the resources of these people and make them accountable, make them responsible, and use them as an instrument to fulfill your vision and drive the company ahead.
Thank you. It was quite insightful, and I hope that these insights are of help to our audience and our founders. Follow us in our social media channels, LinkedIn and Facebook, where we are most active for different type of other insights and articles that we share there. Have a great summer. recharge your batteries and be back to execute on your strategic plan, your roadmap, so that you can grow your company X times in the following months and years. Thanks. That's from us from now, and have a great summer.
Thank you very much. See you soon.